So we have think like a scientist. Age is no barrier, only common sense. So let's see what we can learn about being a doctor or a scientist or trying to learn some things. One day, Jack was sitting in the back of the car playing a video game. Outside, the sun was shining warm and bright. Jack's father commented on the heat. That sun is awfully powerful today, or this new sun cream is burning me like acid. Putting on some sunscreen, huh? The weeks following, Jack's dad was getting more and more sensitive to the sun and even the lights in the house. Dad, are you okay? Jack asked. Have you gone to the doctor? Of course, I've asked the experts, son. But I'll make another appointment with another one. That's great, Dad. I'm really worried about you. But my teachers always say to trust the experts. Brandon Green, said the doctor, calling Jack's dad into his office. We've run all the tests possible. Everything is normal. Are you sure it's not in your head? The doctor says with a laugh. Jack's dad is puzzled. All he really is experiencing hypersensitivity to light. The light hurts his skin. Summer nights are hot. Great for a swim at the pool. Jack loves to play with his dad in the pool at night. After playing in the pool with Jack for 10 minutes, Jack's dad has to get out. The water is burning me. I could feel the chlorine in the water burning me. Oh no, he had to get out of the pool. Dad, are you okay? You have also lost a lot of weight recently. I want you to see another doctor. Must be another expert that can help you. Brandon Green, the dermatologist, will see you now, said the skin specialist doctor, receptionist, escorting Jack's dad to the office. Doctor, I'm ultra sensitive to light. I can prove it to you. Is there any test I can do to prove this? People think I'm nuts. The doctor looks over all of Jack's father's most recent blood tests. It appears you are in great health and there is nothing wrong with you. I doubt we will find anything, but there is one test I can do for you. This projector mimics sunlight. We will shine it at your back, and if you are truly light sensitive, you will feel it and tell me whereabouts on your back I am aiming the light at, says the doctor. Well, the light sensitivity pain is only in my face, but let's give it a go, Jack's dad says unenthusiastically. Let me know if you feel anything on your back, the dermatologist asks. As 10 minutes have passed. Nothing at all. I doubt I will, Jack's dad says, unsurprised. Ah, ouch. Oh, that's burning. Jack's dad screamed to the doctor. Turn it off. What does it feel like? The doctor asked, looking at Jack's father's back, the machine and his face, inquisitively. Kind of like a hot drill drilling into my skin, Jack's dad said whilst fighting the pain. Yes, you've reacted, said the doctor, puzzled. Just what is it, though? He muttered confusingly. But it was Jack's dad who was more confused. His back had burnt for the first time. However, it was nothing for his body to do something strange recently. I hope the doctor can fix you, Dad. At least you have proof you're not crazy now, Dad. I hope so too, mate. Everything I've read on the internet points to mold toxicity. Is there a test for that, Dad? You should do a mold test. There is, son. I'm going to do it. Hmm. A month later. Hey, Jack, remember the mold test I did? Well, it came back sky high positive for black mold. I have mold toxicity and candida overgrowth. One test indicated a possible Lyme disease infection. I'm low on a heap of vitamins, too. Well, we expected that, Dad, as since doing the test, we have found online communities full of people who have the exact same symptoms as you have with the exact same gene mutations. That's right, son. And the good news is that when people treat these issues, they get better. I'm so happy and relieved. I finally found what's been going on with me. Me too, Dad. I want you to call one of those chronic illness doctors recommended by others battling the same chronic illness. They will get you better. Already one step ahead of you, Jackie boy. I've made an appointment with one next week. Yeah, we found out. Nan and Pop heard about these test results. They could not believe their son was entertaining such a wild thought. Mold toxicity, sensitivity to the smallest amount of chemicals and light. Now he's claiming to feel phones and computers. He's lost the plot. That's it. I'm calling a psychiatrist. He needs to be admitted to the funny farm ASAP, screams Nan. Grandma and Grandpa don't believe them. Relax, Nan. We discovered a doctor who's seen other patients like this, who understands what is happening. He is helping Dad. Others who have similar health issues in the past have gotten better. We understand now and have answers now. Jack protests. Look here. Look, he's holding up the little toxic symbol. Later that day, two psychiatrists, two paramedics, and a policeman came to the door, demanding to take Dad away. Nan had called the local mental health team, headed by a psychiatrist, who deemed Jack's father to be suffering from schizophrenia. The psychiatrist said he was having delusions. Jack was amazed. He heard the psychiatrist tell Dad that mycotoxins are everywhere in other environments and atmosphere, which of course is true. Yet he didn't seem to grasp the concept of the concentration. Surely he doesn't think that the carbon dioxide is safe too, but by his logic, we breathe it everywhere. Also applies. Jack was scared of the lack of intelligence that such a powerful man possessed. Taking him away, Jack's father arrives at the hospital. He pleads sanity to all the new faces of doctors and nurses he sees. He soon gives up, as it only seems to be making things worse for him. He realizes with people who are incapable of thinking for themselves. One doctor at the hospital said to him, "What are you saying? What you are saying makes no sense whatsoever. I've been a doctor for 13 years, and if I don't know about it, it doesn't exist. You are most likely experiencing tactile hallucinations, a trait of many schizophrenics. Now we must medicate you in order to move you to your private cell. We have secured a room in the psych ward for you, but you must take either the antipsychotic or the anti-anxiety drug." 3 days passed, and Jack is allowed to visit his dad. Jack can't believe what they've diagnosed his father with and how the hospital hadn't even reached out to his father's doctor, who understands his dad's illness, and had just started treating him. As the doctor's explaining the situation to Jack and Nan and Pop, Jack interjects. "If this is the case, why isn't Dad saying he feels the sun, chemicals, and EMFs all the time? He only says he feels these things when they are actually around." The doctor is stunned. That thought obviously hasn't crossed his mind. He ummed and awed, searching for an answer that he couldn't deliver. Hmm. You do raise a good point, young Jack. I'll tell you what, I'll keep a close eye on your father. If he seems to be doing well, I'll release him. Jack couldn't believe it. Took such a simple question to provoke some kind of sensible solution to all this. His teachers had always told him to trust the experts. Maybe they were wrong about his classmates, who were in transition from male to female and female to male as well. Hmm. 2 days had passed, and Jack's father was finally released. The hospital had sent him home with very little explanation nor apology. "Dad, I'm glad you are home, but I'm scared of doctors now." "Jack, I understand. But please understand, they are very good at what they've been taught, which is helping sick people with heart attacks, a broken arm, and a bacterial infection. But they couldn't put two and two together. Even I could. It's so obvious." "Jack, you thought like a scientist. Not everyone has the ability to do that. Some are just good at following instructions, others at memory retention. You thought like a scientist, though, and it got me out of there. I'm so proud of you." A month had passed since Jack's father being released from the psychiatric institution, and the medication prescribed from his chronic illness doctor had kicked in. Jack's dad was able to go outside and play with Jack in the park for the first time in 16 months. "I'm so happy we could do this, Dad. Those pills work like a miracle." "They sure do. Can you believe there's people who think the pills aren't doing a thing?" "Not everyone can think like a scientist, Dad. Think about all the teachers who still think the jabs are safe and effective. Yay, we're all healed up thanks to the kid trying to think and solve the problem and not just listening to everybody and what they say. Well, that's our story. I know it was a big one with lots of big words, but I bet if we listen to it again, we can probably go through and listen and figure out all these words, and we're going to learn a lot. So let's figure that out, and maybe we'll get back and try to use some of this to learn what we can do to maybe try to figure out something new and see if we can be smarter than the next person. I bet if you guys try really hard, you could find something new and teach me something. That'd be really cool.